people that are committed to reducing this problem. But it's important to understand who they are, who the victims are, because everyone knows when you turn on the TV and you see runaways and you see people, especially women, especially young girls that leave for whatever reason, those are the most vulnerable, right? Those are the ones that you can easily think about. But they're not the only ones that are vulnerable. It's the kids that are on the internet. It's the kids that are engaged in social media. It's the kids that get on Instagram, Snapchat, even Facebook. They come into contact with predators, people that promise them the moon, people that promise them a better lifestyle. Come live with me. I'll give you all the marijuana that you want to smoke. I'll let you stay up all night. If you come and stay with me, I'll buy you an iPad. I'll buy you all the makeup that you want. And they lure them into their grasps, and before they know it, they've become victims of trafficking. They have become sex slaves. Those are the kids that we have to be aware of. And unfortunately, a lot of times these kids, and particularly the young women, are victims because their parents, or even one parent, is not a model parent. Either is not around because they've got their own thing going on. Maybe they've got some substance abuse problems. A lot of times they're incarcerated. They're doing time themselves in some institution. But they're not spending the time with their kids like some of us spend with our kids. And so they become vulnerable to these predators. Those are the kids that we have to be concerned about. They're also the kids that may have mental health issues, that for whatever reason, and it could be because they're prior victims of sexual assault growing up, have come from a dysfunctional situation and become extra vulnerable. And those are the kinds of kids that we see that we're concerned with. You couple that with the fact that it's hard to identify these kids because they don't want a lot of times to report the crime, because they don't want to be involved in the criminal justice system, because they don't trust adults. They don't trust law enforcement. They don't trust prosecutors. They don't trust the courts because they've learned for whatever reason it didn't work for their parents. It didn't work for their friends. And so why should they come forward? It is part of our jobs to turn that around and explain to them how important it is for us to help them. And that's part of what we're trying to do in the district attorney's office.
All of you that are involved with Our Empowering Women, it's a wonderful organization. I've been able to attend for years now the forums that are put on by this organization, and basically the public education is significant. My name is Rangel. I'm a criminal district judge. I'm also the administrative district judge. I'm going to focus on some of these questions that were asked. First of all, when it comes to going into the court system, how is a sentence determined? And so I'm going to mix that. There's another question that was asking about how long do cases exist in the court system, and what crimes result in the death penalty. Those are the three questions that I think I can really answer in a very brief way. First of all, it averages probably about 28 to 30 indictments per week per court. There are 10 criminal district courts in Bexar County. Out of those criminal district courts, theoretically, every single arrest goes to the next court that's available. So when you say there are 27 indictments or 27 arrests that go into a court per week, you multiply that by 10, that's about 270 arrests per week in Bexar County on a felony case. Now, you think about how long it takes to try a case. it takes at least a week, typically, or more, in a felony district court to have a jury trial. So if you can only get rid of one case per week in a jury trial, but you're getting 27 to 30 cases per week, how do you take care of that backlog? It's pretty significant. And typically the way we do it in our American system of justice is through a process that's called the plea bargain. A lot of folks don't like that on both sides, because first of all, on one end of the spectrum, crime victims advocates cry and they say, you know, it's inappropriate that people get away with a sweetheart deal. Sometimes they look at it that way. Folks that are on the other end of the spectrum say, sometimes you get people who are languishing in jail who maybe shouldn't be there as a condition of their bond, and just to get out, they'll get into a plea bargain, which then will result in something that will be on the record for the rest of their lives and will affect their ability to live.